Blended learning. Blended learning is an approach to education that combines online educational materials and opportunities for interaction online with traditional based classroom methods. It requires the physical presence of both teacher and student with some elements of student control over time, place, path or pace. While students still attend brick and mortar schools with teacher present, face-to-face classroom practices are combined with computer-mediated activities regarding content and delivery. Blended learning is also used in professional development and training settings. Blended learning is the concept that includes framing teaching learning process that incorporates both face-to-face teaching and teaching supported by ICT. Blended learning incorporates direct instruction, indirect instruction, collaborative teaching, individualized computer-assisted learning. Next, features. First one, face-to-face teaching. Blended learning provides full scope for traditional classroom teaching where students get ample of time to interact with their teachers and thus get influenced by their personality, behavior and value system. Face-to-face interaction helps in synchronous communication. Students' interaction with course content. Traditional mode of teaching and the school campus provide students time to interact directly with their course content through printing material and ICT mediated learning. Provides them indirect interaction with their course content in versatile and diverse, interesting way. Peer group interaction. Inside the school campus, students learn by formal means and they also learn informally when they interact with their peer groups of ideas. Classroom teaching not only provide students interaction with teachers but well-designed strategies give students undergo discussion with their classmates on different aspects of course and exchange ideas. Assessing e-library. There is a part of ICT supported teaching learning in blended learning. In traditional mode, students get access to school library that is limited, but digital library gives them access to different books related to their topic and diversified ideas. Next, virtual classroom. This provides students an option to learn anywhere, anytime and from anyone. Students can be part of a virtual classroom meeting with his co-students and teachers in cyberspace, irrespective of the geographical boundaries. Next, online assessment. Immediate feedback is the key factor in learning as it motivates the learner and is based on principles of readiness. Online assessment helps to make evaluation system more formative, transparent and more fast, and it become more reliable and objective. E-tuitions. Students have different needs. Few of students do not get benefits from classroom teaching as they continuously require personal guidance and complete attention. Such students may choose the option of e-tuition, that is, meeting a private tutor and getting personal guidance in cyberspace via video conferencing. Next, assessing and maintaining educational blogs. Webinars. Viewing expert lecture in YouTube. Online learning through videos and audios. Virtual laboratories. And so on. Next, main characteristics of blended learning. The main feature of blended learning are: students have the option of two modes. That is, students in blended learning can select either the traditional mode of classroom teaching, where they can get personal interaction with teacher and their classmates, or they can choose ICT supported teaching learning. This largely depends on the nature of content and objectives being targeted. Sometimes course designer or teacher themselves decided on the mode appropriate for topic being dealt with. Next, teachers are well versed with both the modes. It is an important feature of blended learning that teachers are very dynamic, techno-savvy and fully trained to work efficiently in both the formats, traditional classroom format and ICT support format. Next, students get face-to-face interaction as well as they interact with virtual space. Students get ample of time to interact with other students pursuing same course. They can interact with them inside college campus and also in virtual space. Thus, their group become very large and has much diversity, so the students' knowledge becomes wide, and they also develop a feeling of understanding, love and harmony with the students of other culture and countries. Next, students get full experience in using new technology. The present century is the century of ICT. Today, the illiterate is not only the one who cannot read and write, but a person who is not well versed with the modern technologies is also illiterate. Today, all professions demand expertise in ICT, so blended learning helps to make students' ICT experience rich. Students get training in different life skills. Life skills are those skills that are needed to live a happy, peaceful and successful life. The major life skills are empathy, decision making, capability, love, patience, communication, self-management, critical thinking, etc. The blended learning helps students to practice these skills. Students get acquainted with few skills like love, empathy, patience in classroom through his teachers, classmates, and few like self-management, decision-making, critical thinking, communication through the online experiences. Next, all-round development of personality is targeted. In blended learning, the students get full opportunities for all-round development of personality. All the aspects of personality, namely cognitive, physical, and emotional, are developed through blended learning, which is difficult to achieve in traditional mode of or ICT approach. If followed in location, traditional classroom teaching is helpful in memory level and understanding level of teaching and so helps cognitive domain development, and same time teachers' behavior, playground experiences and social group with classmates develop affective and physical domain at the same time. Online experiences helps reflective level of learning, so develop higher faculties of social networking sites and other social interactions through internet help in right type of value development. Physical development is possible with in school campus. The online learning and ICT supports teaching learning process is often targeted with the blame that it ignores physical development of students. The blended learning overcomes this limitation as it includes school experiences also, so students get time for playing, physical work, yoga inside the college campus. Students get wide exposure and new perspectives of course content. Due to variety of experiences, students get wide exposure and their content knowledge is enriched. They get to see various new dimensions of the content, gain practical, useful knowledge. It has a human touch. Due to physical presence of teacher via traditional approach, students get that human touch which is very necessarily for balanced students' emotional quotient and very necessarily for the secondary level. It provides multicultural and multi-dimensional approach to teaching and learning process. Blended learning approach provides students opportunity to communicate and share their views and feelings with the students all over the world. Thus, it makes teaching learning process multicultural and variety of experiences bring with it the interdisciplinary and multi-dimensional factor also. Next, teaching learning process, child-centered. Blended learning is designed to provide maximum gain to students and thus reach the goal of teacher-centered education. Diverse role of teacher. Teacher in blended learning is playing different role. Traditional role of a teacher in classroom. She acts as a motivator, as a resource person, as an organizer, as a developer when she develops content to be provided through ICT, as a guide on the side. Thus, teacher gets freedom from the monotonous traditional roles and she can try her hands in diverse activities that are good for her professional growth also. Student construct knowledge rather than just consuming. Blended learning also includes constructivism. Students construct their own knowledge rather than depending on others to design teaching learning strategies for them. Next, advantages of blended learning. Blended instruction is reportedly more effective than pure face-to-face, purely online classes. Blended learning methods can also result in high levels of students' achievement more effective than face-to-face learning. By using a combination of digital instruction and one-to-one face time, students can work on their own, which frees the teacher up to circulated and support individual students who may need individualized attention. Rather than playing to lowest common denominator as they would in traditional classroom, teachers can now streamline their instruction to help all the students reach their full potential. Proponents of blended learning argue that incorporating the asynchronous internet communication technology to higher education courses serves to facilitate the simultaneous independent and collaborative learning experiences. Blended learning also have the potential to reduce educational expenses, although some dispute that blended learning is inherently less expensive than traditional classroom learning. Blended learning can lower cost by putting classrooms in online space, and it essentially replaces prices of books with electronic devices that students often bring themselves to classes. E-textbook, which can be accessed digitally, may also helps to drive down textbook budgets. Proponents of blended learning cite the opportunity for data collection and customization of instruction and assessment as two major benefits of this approach. Blended learning offers softwares that automatically collect students' data and measure academic progress, providing teachers, students and parents detailed students' data. Often tests are automatically scored, providing instant feedback. Students' logins and work times are also measured to ensure accountability. Schools with blended learning programs may also choose to reallocate resources to boost students' achievement outcomes. Students with special talents or interests outside the available curricula use educational technology to advance their skills or exceed grade restrictions. Blended learning allows for personalized education, replacing the model where the teacher stands in front of the classroom and everyone is expected to stay at the same place. Blended learning allows students to work at their own place, making sure that They fully understand new concepts before moving on. A classroom environment that incorporates blended learning naturally requires learners to demonstrate more autonomy, self-regulation, and independence in order to succeed. If teachers offer a form of initial program orientation before introducing blended learning strategies, it can better prepare students to feel confident navigating the different components and developing a strong sense of independence. Some online institutions connect students with instructors via web conference technology to form a digital classroom. These institutions borrow many of the technologies that have popularized online resources at university level. Blended learning supports the use of standards as a way to manage quality and ease of use. Blended learning yielded positive results from online community. Such results were compared and showed similar results from the advantage of blended learning are dependent on quality of programs being implemented. Some indicators of excellence. Blended learning programs are facilitate students' learning, communicating ideas effectively, demonstrating an interest in learning, organizing effectively, showing aspect of students, and assessing progress fairly. Disadvantages of blended learning. Unless successfully planned and executed, blended learning could have disadvantages in technical aspects. Since it has a strong dependence on technical resources or tools with which the blended learning experiences is delivered. These tools need to be reliable, easy to use, and up to date for them to have a meaningful impact on the learning experiences. IT literacy can serve as a significant barrier for students attempting to get access to the course material, making the availability of high quality of technical support paramount. Other aspects of blended learning that can be challenging is group work because of difficulties with management in an online settings. The use of lecture recording technologies can result in students falling behind on the materials. In study performed across different universities, it was found that only half of the students watched the lecture videos on regular basis, and nearly 40% of students watched several weeks worth of videos in one sitting. This has further implications for the educator and in how much online resources need to be revealed to the students, but also ensure it is at the right level for the intended student. From educators' perspective, most recently it has been noted that providing effective feedback is more time consuming when electronic media are used in comparison to traditional assessment. Using e-learning platforms can be more time consuming than traditional methods and can also come with new costs as e-learning platforms and services providers may charge user fees to educators. Another critical issue is access to network infrastructure. Although digital divide is narrowing as the internet becomes more pervasive, many students do not have pervasive and ubiquitous access to the internet, even their classroom. Thank you.